Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently down 1.58% to 4721. Ethereum down 2.55% to 3004. I've left helpful links in the description of this video. I just want to say such a big thank you to everyone who commented and reached out, often for the first time, and left a comment on episode 500. There were so many incredible comments. I often moved to tears when I read them. It's just such beautiful words. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone for making our community a family, and together we are making the world better, one eagle at a time. Much love to everyone. As crypto technical analysts, we scientifically track investor attention through reality, which is price. We have a scientific basis for doing so. We mark up our charts, look to external markets, then look back into the crypto market. We have a real wealth perspective, and so many comments focused on this real wealth perspective. It's really, really important, as it fights self-sabotage and self-doubt, but it also gives you an absolutely beautiful life as well, one of kindness. And then we do the buying and the selling. As a community, we're all about maintaining a positive excellence life trend. I was thinking a lot about inner peace and outer peace. You can have outer peace in your life. That means that there's not really that much conflict. But if you've got a lack of inner peace, if you're conflicting with yourself, that can be a really, really hard place to live from. And this is why we focus on real wealth as a community. Just think about it. You're always the same. There you go. Wherever you go, there you are. And if you have more money, it's still you. I talk a lot about kindness because it's really, really important. When we deflect the view of ourselves onto others and we genuinely care about them with integrity and decency, it brings the sun out every single day. The philosophical part of trading and investing is so critically important, and we know all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. Life literally does reset daily. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. If you know better, you can do better. If you want a better life, that can start right this second. One thing that causes enormous stress for people is Rule 56. Don't seek tops or bottoms. A lot of people, when they get into the crypto market, they want to buy at the absolute bottom, and they feel like a failure if they do not do so. They're always taught by unknown forces, you need to buy at the bottom and sell at the top. Having been inside financial markets for more than 3 decades, nobody can buy the bottom and nobody can sell the top. Don't put the pressure on yourself. If professionals can't do it, why would you expect that you can do it? You can just let the brakes off and just enjoy. And one thing we always do is to try to help people get out of this retail thinking into smart money thinking. If you're pushed around by your emotions, you will not have inner peace, and definitely not outer peace as well. And it's also an absolute roller coaster ride between hope and optimism, thrill, euphoria, anxiety, denial, aggression, panic, capitulation. This is not good for your body. You don't want stress, and crypto can cause a lot of it. That's why, as smart money, we're just level-headed. We walk the middle path. We don't get angry because there's no need to. A lot of people, because they don't know when to actually sell, they hodl through the tops and through the bottoms, but there is a different way to do it, a much better way. It's the 10% per week concept. What it's all about is not getting 10% per week. It's just an idea. It's just a concept. But the concept is very important. You can start with a little bit of money, and if you can compound your returns week on week, you just at 10%, you can grow something like $1,000 into a much larger sum of money. It's not about trying to grow 1,000 into 117,000. That's not what it's about. It's like BORSOG, buy on red, sell on green. It's like the 10-5-10 fund. It's like making volatility your best friend. It's an idea, but you must have the knowledge. You need the rules and patience, a real wealth focus. And it's really good to read through people's comments on the YouTube channel each day. A lot of people talk about real wealth because it's absolutely the deciding factor in your profitability. And then again, it's another way to take the pressure off yourself. If you're going for 100, 200, 300, 1000% increases, you're going to put yourself under so much stress. You don't need that. You can just eat the elephant slowly, just bite by bite, and you'll do really, really well. We know that Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. We also know crypto is a really tiny market, but it's growing fast, and it's got literally decades and decades ahead of it. We're so early. The hyper-adoption phase hasn't even started yet. It's just a magic, magic place to be. But it's really important to understand what sectors of the crypto space will actually do really, really well. A lot of regulators are trying to prevent crypto from taking over the established banking system. But these regulators have a blind spot. They don't understand about game studios, NFTs. What is an NFT? What is a non-fungible token? It's just a piece of ownership. When you buy an NFT, it's actually something that you own and can sell. This is the way, I believe, that the crypto market will find a massive foothold. And when you think about Game Studio, Blizzard, polling players about crypto and NFT, this is only 13 hours ago. It's absolutely unbelievable. United Arab Emirates is to launch their own NFTs and experiences in the Metaverse. The Metaverse is just a mirrored digital reality. This was 3 days ago. This is really cool information. Amazon is to support NFTs down the road. When you think of Amazon, it has one massive problem: warehousing and distribution logistics. With NFTs, there's no such thing. It's all digital content that can be actually sped around the world at the speed of light. Of course, Amazon is looking at NFTs. It could change everything for Amazon and certainly increase their margins. This is really, really massive stuff. And Amazon is pretty big. The company is the 5th largest in the world. Regulators just look at all this stuff and say, meh, I don't understand it. Games, Metaverse, no, we're just worried about the banks. They're not understanding that they should be looking at this, and that's good. Keep it up. NBA launches an initiative dedicated to Web3. Web3 is the upgrade of the internet, Web 2, which is read, write, and own. That's what crypto is all about. Metaverse and NFT collectibles. This is going to be utterly huge. The biggest NFT player at the moment is OpenSea. You can search through OpenSea by using the search bar. Say you're interested in gold. You can see that some of these NFTs can sell for absolutely crazy prices, $6,000, 2 ETH. And there's so many different forms of art. It's just really, really interesting. For many months, members of our community, of our family, reached out and said, Ken, create some CryptoTradingKS NFTs. So I had a bit of fun and created some KenFTs. Hey, why not? The concept is that these are really, really fun things and just get people into understanding how the actual NFT marketplace works. These are very affordable, but it's not about that. It's about understanding how NFTs work, about how to connect up your wallet, about how to actually purchase. And the good thing is that NFTs, gas fees, are really, really low at the moment. We had a poll on the next creation, the next KenFT, and let's run the numbers, and opportunities reset daily were a dead tie with each other. How cool is that? And Master Yourself to Master the Market was just 1 pip behind them. These were the standouts. So I'll be creating 2 KenFTs, let's run the numbers, and opportunities reset daily. I want to thank everybody for their votes and coming together as a community as well. NFTs are really, really fun, and they will change the world. We're just at the absolute dawn of what an NFT can do. Rule 225, Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. We know that the US market absolutely dwarfs other stock markets, though that is the reason we look at the US market. We also know that in terms of the business cycle, we're in expansion and coming up to in between mid and late, just expansion. And inflationary pressures are always high in this particular segment of the business cycle. And that's really important to understand, because what is happening with the Fed is what always happens around this time. It basically works like this. When countries are in recession, people aren't buying, so the banks want to stimulate demand. So they create easy money policies and they flood the system with money. And then we have early stage and recovery, mid-stage, expansion. And this is where companies and the actual economies themselves are doing really, really well financially. They can weather the inflationary pressures as rates go up. This is not anything abnormal. This is absolutely normal stuff. Let's have a look into the market, and Masterclass students, you'll receive my live chart here in TM6. What we're seeing is that there is a spike in fear, and we've been waiting for this spike in fear. We didn't really spike up to the degree we needed to have a healthy retracement. We're just spiking in fear now. Now, what does that mean? It actually means when fear spikes up, just like in the crypto market, prices come down in the NASDAQ 100, in the major indices, and we've seen this long leg down here. And that's really important to understand. When fear goes up, prices come down because people are selling. They're selling on the red. Unfortunately, that's a retail mindset and something that we must get away from. Professionals are just after that little cut all the time, and it can create 117x. It's not a bad way to go. And that also means you don't have to worry about hodling. You don't have to worry what the market cycle is. You just look at the cycle and say, I can get in here. There's support down here. There's support down here. It's all good. And that's a much less stressful way to live. And it's a really important thing to get rid of your stress. When we have a look at bond prices have absolutely and utterly been collapsing. This is an unsustainable sell-off, just like the inverse of bond yields. This is also unsustainable. We're starting to see a slight turnaround here. I would imagine that this will actually retrace. Why is that? Because all price is moving in a wave. From a geopolitical risk stance, we can see that gold has done a retracement, hit a support line, is just consolidating around there. The DXY is selling off, but it's had a huge movement upwards, and we expect it to either consolidate or retrace. Retracing would be better. And when we look at oil, oil appears to be over a level of resistance and making a higher low. This looks bullish for oil. You may want to keep that on your radar. What we look at all this data for is because it's always discussed in the crypto news. And if you know every day about these things, nobody can give you a wrong association. Unfortunately, it happens all the time. What I always want you to do is to be independent of the news. Be an institution of one. The institutions don't care about the news. They make the news. I want you to do the same. When you look at Bitcoin compared to inflation expectations, look at the 10-year break-even inflation rate. It's just gone parabolic, and we've seen the NASDAQ come down. Of course, there's some degree of correlation in here, and that's really important to understand all these things. But this is probably shortly lived, because if we look at the federal balance sheet, it keeps on increasing. M1 and M2, the money stock, the money that's out there in savings deposits, and all of the rest of the money out there, it's actually increasing. The CPI is increasing. When you get a loss of purchasing power, having something like Bitcoin is really, really important. I'll give you an example. When we look over the past 5 years, US dollar expressed in Bitcoin has gone down, wait for it, 96.94%. You would have been really, really well off holding Bitcoin. When you see inflation going parabolic like this, purchasing power is falling off a cliff. Bitcoin does solve this, and cryptos solve it as well. A lot of people are very bearish on market structure. I'm not bearish at all. I believe that institutions have a window to push the markets really, really high up, and then they will get hit. Absolutely. But it's a time away. It's really important for us to understand this is an institutional game that is played over and over again. I've seen it so many times When they want to buy, they push the price down because they know retail sells on red. They don't buy on red, they sell on red. When the Nasdaq's price was coming down, and we know Nasdaq is throwing its gravity on Bitcoin, you can see it in this blue line. What a lot of people said, it's just going to collapse. But price is always moving in a wave. And what did we see? Price moving in a wave up. And then everybody said, oh, it's going to the moon. Let's go all in and more. And what happened? Bang, down it came. And what's happening now? We're just getting one of these institutional spikes. This is very part and parcel of the markets and really important to understand. And we know that the Nasdaq gravity plays out on Bitcoin. So we need to pay attention to this. It's good to remind yourself, continuously remind yourself, don't seek tops or bottoms. This is a professional trading and investing rule. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. We can see that the market, the Bitcoin market, has been pushed down with the Nasdaq. How do I know that? Let's overlay it. You can see it really, really clearly. The futures and the Nasdaq have come down and they've dragged Bitcoin down with it. A lot of people were expecting the price would come down from C into A. Well done. And we can see the price has been trying to get above this resistance. It failed on the retest. But these are institutional buying spikes. You can see so many times they come down. It's just the absolute best time to get in. And we've got quite a bit of support running through here at the 4131 level. Just keep that one in mind as well. This is really good to know. We have a lot of support at that 39084 level as well. The institutions want to panic retail investors. They continuously push them into the wrong side of the trade, the wrong side of the investment all the time. That's what I'm here for. I want you to see what the right side of the trade is, and it's very counterintuitive. Many people would look at this and say, oh no, I've got to sell. We look at it and say, wow, what a great opportunity to BORSOG in, buy on red, sell on green. I would like to do a call out to TSP and his beautiful son. TSP said he was going through a bit of a life setback. My son, only 9, was in hospital. Operation was successful, and by God's grace, he is finally home now. That's just beautiful. So I can get back to the masterclass. It's funny, in his hospital bed, he watched Ken daily videos, sometimes with me. He'd say, Daddy, it's red. We should buy. Wow, what an awesome son. On the journey home yesterday, he asked me, is it green? Yes, I said, we should sell, Daddy. BORSOG. I pray for the day. He's a legendary trader. Wow, that is just so beautiful. And I just want to say hi to you, TSB, and also to your magnificent son. I think TSB, he will be a legendary trader. What a beautiful thing. When we see price come down like this, we don't freak out. We don't have those emotions. We're professional. We just maintain a neutral stance on things. What we're actually looking at is to buy at around this support level, that 40,000 mark. There's a lot of support through there. And if it goes down further, there's a lot of support at 39,084. That's why we don't just buy at one level. We must buy at different levels because we never know how far down it can spike. And when you're actually doing this, you make all the percentages work in your favor. So what actually happened? Did the shorts come up? No, they didn't come up. They left the market. What about the longs? Oh, they got jittery. They've started to come out of the market. They read some news somewhere. The news is not your friend. It's the institution's friend. News sites are all about sensationalism and blowing up things because, hey, they need readers. They want eyeballs on those pages. So the more horrific the story, the more fearful it is, the better it is, the more it sells. But we don't do that here. What we say is no fear. Actually, we use fear as our friend. We embrace volatility. And when we look at this, the fear is starting to come out of the market. It may not feel like it, but it's actually happening. And this is a beautiful thing to understand. When the fear turns around, We're seeing increasing prices, and a lot of people just look at the market, see it's so red, and then they sell. They say, oh, I read the news. I saw some retail influencer on YouTube or somewhere else in the paper say that everything is going down. I believe them. I trust them. I need to get out. Unfortunately, a lot of people, actually influencers, they need to create very, very fear-based titles to get people to look. And often the more fear-based, the more people look. Just think about that. The game is set up against you. It's not about fear. It's about knowledge. This is why we have this process. We can tell what's happening because we look at the charts. We don't need to look at the news, but keep your eye on it. But the key is to not get actually thrown out of your position because your emotions tell you, oh no, I need to get out. I need to sell everything. The question is, who are you selling to? The answer, the institutions. And what we go over in the masterclass is to make you an institution of one. So you can track all the price movements, understand what they are, become your own influencer. What we see here is an overcoming of resistance. This is inherently positive. A lot of people say, oh, it's the end of the world because it went red. And that's how retail thinks, but we do not think that way. We're an institution of one. We're strong people. We look at something and say, we don't have fear. We've mastered fear. Looking into the market, we can see 260.88 million in liquidations across nearly 68,000 positions. When we look at the last, for example, 24 hours, we can see around 74% of liquidations were long liquidations, 77% over 12 hours. Over the past 4 hours, it's been a lot of longs. They've been liquidated. As the price comes down, they have to cover. That's why we're seeing that spike down. And over the past 1 hour, 93%. Please do not leverage trade. I had a person reach out, a community member, and said, Ken, do you leverage trade? Answer, no, not interested. Leveraging in the crypto market is really, really destructive. What you can see is that shorts and longs are always getting liquidated. A lot of people try to hedge positions. That means they go long and they go short at the same time. They try to box things in to actually decrease their risk. In the crypto market, you are very, very likely to get wiped out in both directions in a very small amount of time. Please only buy at spot. I've left links in the description for spot trading exchanges. Do not leverage trade, especially if you're starting. If you're a professional, okay, go for it. You can do whatever you want. But as you're learning, please look after yourself. Your pocket will thank you for it. When we look at Bitcoin futures open interest, we can see that futures open interest is still looking really, really healthy. It's on an uptrend. It's over resistance. We could see a really big spike up. We're not anticipating a spike down here. This is actually really healthy. But if you're not a detective, if you don't go through the CTKS process, what actually happens is you can get phased out by the good intentions of others. People with a retail mindset are fear-based. You do not want to be fear-based. Fear-based when it comes to money will lose you money. Professionals always make in advance probabilistic choices. They know what they're doing. If price goes up and they're going long, if they're going long and price goes down, they know what they're doing as well. And if they're going long and price goes just horizontal, they know what they're doing. This is a really good way to decrease stress. Stress is not a good thing, and the crypto market is full of it. Let's have a look at what the market is finding hot and not at the moment. We can see Decred is up about 23.06%. It had a spike up, a sell-off, a basing, and now it's spiking up again. DCR could be really interesting to keep your eye on. We can also see the Tron TRX is doing well. Ape went absolutely bananas and really spiked up. It's currently up 20%. SNX nearly 16% up. Cake's been doing well, and also Luna, EOS as well. There are always opportunities in the market. It doesn't matter if the market is going down, up, or sideways. There are always opportunities. We know no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. What is happening to Bitcoin? It's just coming down to support. Now, could it go lower down? We hope so, because we're BORSOGing in if we can. Sometimes you'll run out of dry powder to actually layer down. That's okay. I believe the markets are having a really good retracement, and this is, to me, nothing to be concerned about. We can see Ethereum has sold off as well. When Bitcoin sells off, all the alts, bar around 1% of them, will sell off as well. We can see Binance Coin selling off as well. XRP selling off also. ADA, Cardano selling down as well. We love these long tail rejections. As a community, we live for them. We love to catch falling knives. And we can see Solana selling down as well. We are always prepared for this because we know you can always buy lower. So all of our buy orders are set at lower points. This is really good. We do not FOMO. We don't have a fear of missing out. We're an institution of one. Let's have a look at Luna. Luna is retracing. No surprise there. What you see is the entire crypto market moving into synchronization. AVAX is also moving down. Sometimes when you get these big spikes down, a lot of people say, oh, it's all over. I need to pack it up and go home. And if only they bought it down here as it was coming down, not the bottom. We don't care about tops and bottoms. But if you buy it as it's coming down, you actually make the percentages work for you. I'll just give you a really quick example. There's a lot of money to be made in crypto, but you require the knowledge. The market does not give you a participation award. If you throw your hard-earned money at the market without knowledge, the market will take it. It's just like that, unfortunately. When we look at this big wave down in AVAX, that's the wave down I was showing you. AVAX came down 58.41%. A lot of people would say, oh, it's all over. I'm just getting out of AVAX. I'm selling. And they would sell around the bottom because this happens all the time. Unfortunately, the crypto market is so volatile. If you use stop losses, the institutions are hunting your stop losses. That's why I always say, be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Just don't use leverage. It will destroy your account. Have a look at this, down 58.41%, up 86.53%. This is the hallmark of the 10-5-10 fund, the volatility fund. We expect this in the crypto market. We're waiting for it. We love these things. These falling knives, we're leaning into them. We just adore them. And when you actually have a look at this retracement, 34.12%, up to this, 39.54%, going down 27.81, going up 58%. You can see that you could make money in any market if you have the knowledge. AVAX is a top crypto. It's not sitting out there number 500 or number 5,000 or number 10,000. It's not doing that. You want to do your first level of risk management, picking the right cryptos. Always be aware that the institutions are hunting for stop levels. They want that liquidity. They want to spike down, shake people out of the market and push it higher to attract them back in and then push the market down. You can see you could get into the wrong sequence. And for example, selling on the red, buying on the green, selling on the red, buying on the green, selling on the red, buying on the green. And suddenly you have a death of 1,000 cuts to your account. We teach absolutely opposite to this. As professionals, there is no stop loss in crypto because we don't use leverage trading. It's just that you don't need to. In the stock market or Forex, especially Forex, you must use leverage. And that can be also pretty devastating to accounts. I would urge anyone who is using leverage, please get out of leverage and just buy spot, because you can withstand the ups and the downs, and you're going to get a lot of them in crypto. As we're focused on the Metaverse and NFT plays in this particular episode, let's have a look at Sand. Sand is just following Bitcoin's gravity. It's doing the same thing. And when you understand how Bitcoin's gravity impacts all the alts don't seem so mysterious anymore, but you must have the knowledge of when to enter and when to exit. We can see Axie Infinity also following Bitcoin's gravity. Mana, Decentraland doing exactly the same thing. What about Near? Selling off. What about Engine? Selling off as well. When you look at Ape went absolutely bananas yesterday and it's retraced. What we do as professionals is that we actually sell these spikes. And that may seem really counterintuitive, again, because a lot of people say, oh no, it's going to the moon. I don't know where it's going to stop. It's just going to go up and up and up. And what you find is the price is always moving in a wave. If you make the required rate of return for your particular investment or trade, you've done well, and you don't need to worry about picking tops and picking bottoms. When we drill in to Ape, we can see that it came up 59.17% to this high, and it's retraced nearly 20%. There's a level of support around the 13252 mark, the 2452 mark. And this is really good because this is what cryptos do. They're always seeking to come back and touch different levels of support. Please keep that in mind. We can see Chili's is selling off with Bitcoin's price action, but look at all this support below it. It's looking really good. SLP doesn't have that much support below it at the moment. We could get a little bit of turbulence, but SLP is kind of a triple diamond black run ski slope. It's not for the faint of heart. So if you're not prepared to lose 50% on a retracement, please do not go into SLP. But don't forget, if you're actually trading at spot, you don't lose anything unless you sell. What we do is that we just hold through it because we're getting the percentage to work for us. When you buy at lower percentages, it's way better than buying up here, for example in Ape. Something good to do is to go to coinmarketcap.com and actually hit the NFT tab. You'll see Ape, Mana, Theta, Sand, Axie Infinity. These are all the NFT plays. Ape is doing really, really well. And you can go into the Metaverse plays, and again, Ape's number one. Whoa, go Ape. Mana, Theta, Sand, Axie Infinity, Stacks. And you can get an understanding of how price is moving around. This is just a really, really good resource. There's something interesting here. Please let me know if you see any particular token. You can just mention it by name, the one that stands out in your eyes. And when I mean stands out, what is the one that you think has the most probability? There is no certainty in the crypto market, only probability. What one do you think has the most probability of turning around and rallying right now? To help, in case you're just listening to this, Ape, Mana, Theta, Sand, Axie Infinity, Stacks, STX, Engine. I think those ones are good enough. Please also let me know what you think about NFTs and the Metaverse. Do you think it's all a big sort of hypey thing and it just doesn't have any real business value? Or do you think it's something that actually could escape the regulators' glare and actually propel the crypto market forward? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And also, where do you think we're going with Bitcoin? We're currently midway in A. Well, a little bit down. So do you think Bitcoin will consolidate around A, go to B, maybe even go below B, come up to C, maybe even go above D? Please let me know in the comments. This is really, really good to do. It actually tests your analytical capability, and it's all about sharing as well. Because we've got so many wonderful people in our community who just want to help other people, you'll find that you'll get a lot of really good discussions. I hope this has helped give you a perhaps different perspective on the red. The red is your friend, it's not your enemy. When you get those percentages moving in your direction, remember, down 50%, back 100% just to recover the initial price. That's pretty good stuff. You want to be on the right side of the percentage. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you as a part of our globally extended family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for mentoring masterclass students And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global KS family. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use and the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Please seek out an ambassador to get 80% off. I also have those official CTKS NFTs just here for you. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.